Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video I'll be unboxing the ROGAL DORN battle tank for the Astra Militarum. I'll also build it and show you what it looks like at the end of the video. I've been really excited about this, looking forward to it for a long time, and here it is, the ROGAL DORN. What a great tank. And often when I see something I like on the Games Workshop reveal videos, by the time it comes out my interest kind of wanes a little bit. But now, this has just got better and better the more I've looked at it. And I've got to tell you, once it is built in person, it's a fantastic vehicle to add to the collection. Let's get started with the unboxing then. So here is the ROGAL DORN, £55 in the UK. And I got mine from the little shop DVD and Games. Here's the logo. They are my friendly local game store in Liskeard, Cornwall. So if you're in the area, pop in and see the vast selection of Warhammer models they've got. And also other things like Pokemon, all sorts going on there. We also meet there every Wednesday to play our games and every fourth Saturday too, so lots of opportunity to get a game in. They also sell online and ship across the country, so yeah, links down below in the description, be awesome if you check them out. But here's the box art then, looking fantastic. I think they've done a great job with this artwork, so let's get it open and we'll get this plastic film off and then we'll have a look at all the contents, work our way through the sprue, the instruction manual, and then finally see what it's like built. No graphics on the flap there, but as we pull out the box, we'll get to see the sprues and everything. Hang on, what's going on here? Another money-saving device? Obviously, I faked this bit. We will address the hole at the bottom of the tank later on in the video. Let's get back to the actual unboxing. So here we go, let's get this open. I've got to say, I really enjoy these unboxing videos, especially when it's a model you've really been looking forward to getting your hands on, and the ROGAL DORN is possibly one of my favourite models, or definitely one of my favourite, could well be my favourite models so far. But here's our first look at the content. So we've got the instruction book, pretty chunky, quite a lot going on there, and we're going to get 3 sprues all together. We can see some of the main sections on that already, the side parts, lots of tracks, so 3 sprues all up, and a very nice transfer sheet that we'll be having a close look at later on as well. If I can just get that out of there. So there we go, and the intact box, don't worry, they didn't really put a hole in the bottom of that one. So let's have a look at the booklet first, and then we'll go through the transfer sheet and the sprues, and then I'll build it off camera and come back and talk about how the build went. Let's start with the instruction book then. It's got that iconic image now on the front, and right away we can see the sprues and the transfer sheets and the 3 different ways we can assemble the turret. There could be some shenanigans with magnetising here, but I'm simply going to pick one of these versions and build it myself, and I think that's going to be easier. But it looks pretty straightforward. We're putting together the 2 side panels first with the tracks, and then you've got the 2 parts underneath. That's all you're getting underneath, no third part for the middle there. And then all the other bits going around it. Loads of great little additions to add on to this, and as we get to this section we'll start to assemble the turret, and we've got 2 different weapon profiles for the main turret weapon, and this is going to be super easy to magnetize, I think, and I may cover that in another video. If that's something you'd like to see, let me know in the comment section down below. Now we're on to the choice of crew, and do we put a gunner on that little back panel or not? That's one decision. Now I built this tank while I was watching Fury, the movie, had to be done, and I saw they did have someone on the back of the tank using the 50 caliber gun, so I think it's something that would certainly look good and work, so I'm going to go for it, and I definitely think it suits the Catachans as well. So there we go, really nice and simple and not too much going on there, and you've got all the basic datasheet instructions and stats on the back for all the different weapons. Here's the transfer sheet. This is really nice. You've got an awful lot going here. It also covers a lot of the different regiments, which I think is awesome. You can see you've got some Catachan references there. You've got Frostbite, Valhalla, Krieg, Talon, Firstborns, Vostroya, all sorts. So I think you can have loads of different ways of bringing this into your army and customizing it. You can see Tanith is snuck in there. Lots of cool names for the tank itself. Loads of references for Cadia, all the icons you'd like. This is very nice, and as far as transfer sheet goes, I think this is definitely up there with some of the best ones. I think you're going to have lots of ways that you can really make the tank your own. At the moment I'm building the Green Vipers for my Catachan kill team, so I might call this the Black Viper, haven't decided yet. Right, here we are, on to the sprues. So here's the one that'll have all the tracks on it and the main side sections of the tank. So not the most interesting sprue, but as far as tracks go as well, these are pretty good. So some nice tracks, and you've got the track guards, which are optional. I've decided to build those. You've got 6 altogether. Yeah, definitely wanted to put those on. Pretty chunky all this as well. Look how chunky those tracks are. So they're going to look really great. Definitely better than what we've seen on, say, the Lehman Russ and things like that. But yeah, lots to like about this tank. Man, wait till you see it. It's so good when it's built, and all the little features that they've put on it are just perfect. So here you can see all the different tracks. Very easy to put together as well. Very clearly numbered. The size is different. These little vents are good on the side. I really like that. You've got little hatches which we're going to cover up when we put the sponsons on. Then here's the second piece. So these are the other sections you're going to need for the side parts of the tank. And then you've got some of the main pieces there as well, with the like grooves running down them. And once this is built, don't worry about that hole underneath. It is very strong and sturdy, so you wouldn't even know that there was a bit missing unless, of course, you turn it over. And sometimes you might want to do that in game and keep it on there with a house rule and get cover from it once it's destroyed. Maybe you don't, I don't know. But if you did want to, it kind of ruins it a little bit. But I think it'll be an easier fix. We'll talk about that more later on. Here you can see some of the little features that you can glue on top. And when you put the tank guards on the top, then you can glue these onto it. So I've done that. I'm basically putting everything on it. I'm going full on. And I really want to give the sense that the crew live in the tank and they've got all the gear they need with them. So no matter where they go, they're fully operational and self-sufficient. So here's another big chunky piece that we'll see on the front. You've got some of the top pieces of the tank now and the main weapons as well. Let's get in closer and have a look. You'll see some of the crew pieces as well. You've got gasoline tanks there, awesome. That's going to be one of the main turret weapon pieces. All looking very nice, but these details are what's going to make it for sure. And the weapon choices I think are really good as well. I love that kind of Gatling cannon that we can put on. But you can really see the details on this. Little grids and vents all just make it come alive in ways we haven't seen perhaps with the Lehman Russ and some of the other tanks. So this one has definitely got an upgrade as far as details go, and yeah, you can really see the difference in quality now as these tanks are getting updated. So there we go, that's the book, the transfer sheet and the sprues. So now it's time for me to go away, get the tank built, I'll stick the movie on, watch Fury as I'm doing it, get in the spirit of things, and then I'll come back here and see you in a second with the tank assembled, and we can talk about how the build went. And here it is, all put together. Now, I haven't glued everything. I've also blue tacked some parts of the crew. You can see the turrets fell off there, the weapon at least. But yeah, what a brilliant build. I had so much fun doing this. I took my time, didn't rush it. And I've got to say, I'm really pleased with how this turned out. This is my all-time favourite tank and one of my favourite models for sure. It's just brilliant. Here's the other turret weapon option. Now this is going to be pretty straightforward to magnetise, and I didn't do any magnetising from inside the tank. I'll do it all once it's put together like this. The turret you can twist and take right off, so you're going to be easily able to access it. But yeah, just one nice chunky magnet I think is all we need there. I'll also do some magnetising for the sponson weapons as well. Now here's one of my crew members. I've got this Catachan, and I was wanting to put Catachan arms on the body that comes in the kit. So I'll just trim off the gun and the knife there, and then he should be able to hold that 50 cal on the back, no problem. And then that'll fit in with the theme. Got him with a screaming face as he's having some rage there towards the enemy. Also put a Catachan face on the body of one of the tank crew members, maybe the driver here perhaps, or a spotter, something like that. And then we've got the tank commander. Again, I haven't glued these in because I'm going to be painting them separately. And I've gone for this head, which is from the Cadian pack, I believe. So I thought that was a bit more interesting. And obviously the hairstyle heavily influenced from Fury the movie there. So yeah, I'm going to glue the people together and then I'll paint them separately. Here's the turret which comes off so you can twist it in game. I put that little panel there as if it's opened, ready for him to stand on. And then this isn't glued in place yet either, so I can make sure I get the angle just right. But all up, everything else is glued, the hatches, the spotlight and everything. And then what we'll do here is just put a little magnet probably in the centre there, trim off that little piece there, get rid of that, put another magnet in place, and then that's going to hold it. And then with this, we can just easily put a magnet inside that and then keep those two little pegs to guide it in, and that's going to work really nice. So I think this is super straightforward, but I'll cover it if you want. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see. And then it's all the details. Like, I really like these panels here at the back. They add a lot to this, and you've got the escape hatch as well. Then you've got these vents on the side. I love the guards that go down there, and the one on the top, the track guard. And then all these little features like the gasoline cans, the shovels, the cables, the crates, sandbags, all sorts. Really just add to it and bring it to life. And it just gets you thinking about exactly what's going on with the crew, and that there really is a crew inside this. That is, if they don't fall out of that hole in the bottom. On the front, it's got some really cool weapons. I've glued these in place because I just like the look of them. And I think for the melters, you could easily proxy them for the other options. But I'll always take that Gatling cannon in because it just looks epic on the front. And then here, we've got the melters and the heavy bolters that we can like swap over. So those are magnetized, so they stay in place nice and snug. And then we can use that. So yeah, I want the option there of just swapping those two out, because sometimes the heavy bolters are really worth including. But they look good as well, really nice. And then you've got the smoke launchers on the side of the sponsons too. There's an awful lot going on with this tank, but just the shapes of it, the curves, it really works. It's different enough from the tanks we've already got, the Baneblade and the Lehman Russ, to stand alone, but it even fits in with them. It looks great alongside them, and I can't wait to paint it in the same colour scheme and then put it alongside. Right, now let's talk about this hole in the bottom then. What a weird thing to have done. Personally, I'm not really that bothered. It hasn't affected the structure. It's super solid, this tank, really strong and sturdy. It's easy to build, and even building it with that bit missing, it didn't affect it at all. And you're only going to know this if you turn it over. So that's the only time you're going to see that there is that hole there. There is an option to magnetize and put that other weapon inside, which is something I've done on the Baneblade, and so we'll have really easy access to get that in and out. But you could get some plastic card and fill that up, no problem, if you wanted to. Now, I'm designing my own game, which involves a tank, where I've got a crew that comes in and out of it. So you could play that into the game, I suppose, a little bit. So for me, it may have worked out nicely, but I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed with this, and rightly so. It's a shame that they didn't finish it off with that panel. But would we have had to pay extra to get another sprue in there? Probably. I think definitely. So is the cost worth not having that piece? I think for me, I don't mind it. I'll let it go, because the rest of the tank is just so good. And there has to be a downside. It was all going too well, wasn't it? This was looking so great with the build-up. But yeah, there had to be a downside, and I guess having that small panel missing is the only place where this tank has been let down. Now, building, it was a breeze. Went together really well. There was no parts that were difficult whatsoever. There's nothing fiddly, everything glued first time, so I really had fun building it. There's one section here though that was numbered wrong. You've got these little pieces that you can put on as accessories, part of the track and one of the wheels. So I don't think they're called wheels on a tank, but anyway, that part is numbered wrong. You know, swap the numbers around and then you'll be fine. But otherwise, everything was great. Very clear instructions. You can certainly see which different turret option to go for. So yeah, there we are. Nice, easy build, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. There we go, that's the unboxing of the ROGAL DORN battle tank for the Astra Militarum. Hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you a good idea of what's included in the kit and how we can put this together to customise it for our own regiments and armies. I'd love to know what you think about this tank in the comments section down below. Can't wait to read those. But until then, thanks so much for watching. If you did like the video, please hit the like button. Subscribe as well, that really helps the channel. And I can't wait to see you here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping me keep going with these daily videos. If you'd like to support the channel and get some cool perks as well, then I'll put a link down below that'll take you to my Patreon page. Be awesome to see you there.